Your person is genuinely committed to you, more than you may know, and they're slowly reaching a point where they can no longer hold back what they feel. They are ready to open up emotionally and express truths they've been carrying for a long time. These aren't just fleeting feelings, they are deep, sincere, and have been building over time. They sense that you will understand them, and that belief gives them the courage to face their emotions honestly. With you, they feel a rare kind of safety, a calm in the storm that has become their internal world. You might not see it fully yet, but the trust they have in this connection is stronger than you realize. There's a unique and powerful passion that exists between the two of you. It's not just physical, though that's certainly part of it, it's emotional, spiritual, and magnetic. No matter what happens or how far apart you may drift, that passion is what keeps leading you both back to each other. It's as though the energy between you refuses to fade. Even in silence or distance, there's a pull that neither of you can deny. It's as if the universe itself is guiding your paths to converge again and again. Right now, your person is under a lot of pressure. They have a lot going on in their personal life, and it's weighing heavily on their mind. Their thoughts are crowded, their heart is full, and they are doing their best just to keep going. But even in the midst of all this, you remain in their thoughts. You are the quiet presence that brings them some comfort amid the chaos. They may not show it clearly, but they are very much alive inside, feeling everything with incredible intensity. The emotional weight doesn't numb them, it reminds them how deeply they care, especially for you. They miss the connection with you in ways they struggle to explain. It's more than just missing a person, it's missing a part of themselves. You are their other half, and being apart from you has left a noticeable void in their life. They feel incomplete without your presence, your words, your energy. And while they understand that divine timing is playing a role here, that everything is unfolding as it's meant to, they still can't help but reach out energetically. Even if it's just in thoughts or dreams, they are calling for you, yearning for that connection to be restored. This is a time of deep reflection for them. They are doing a lot of soul-searching, asking themselves hard questions, facing their fears, and trying to make sense of everything. This isn't just a surface-level process, it's profound, painful at times, but necessary. They are beginning to understand themselves better, and as a result, they are also gaining clarity about this connection. The more they reflect, the more they realize just how meaningful this bond is. It's not something that can be forgotten or replaced. Your person is fast approaching a moment where change is not just desired, it's necessary. They are preparing to shift things in this connection. They're tired of the silence, the confusion, the distance. They want clarity, movement, and authenticity. The emotions they've kept hidden are rising to the surface, and soon they will no longer be able to hold them back. This moment of transformation is coming, and it will bring with it the potential for something much more real and open between you. Interestingly, they felt the intensity and depth of this connection before you did. Long before you may have even recognized what was happening, they were already feeling everything deeply. Looking back, if you really connect the dots and think about the little moments, the subtle signs, the unspoken words, the emotional exchanges, you might start to see that truth more clearly. They've known for some time now that there was something different, something unexplainably powerful, between the two of you. This connection has always had a divine element to it. It's not ordinary, not based on superficial attraction or fleeting desires. It's spiritual, soulful, and anchored in something far beyond this physical world. That's why it's endured, even in the face of confusion, pain, and separation. You are mirrors for each other, constantly reflecting, challenging, and awakening one another. It's not always easy, but it's real. What your person wants more than anything now is to reconnect in a way that is honest and vulnerable. They want to drop the masks and just speak from the heart. They want you to know what they've been through, what they're still going through, and how much you mean to them. They are ready to build something deeper, something lasting, if you're still open to it. They trust that when the moment comes, you will understand them, just as you always have. In the past, I treated you like my enemy, and that truth has weighed heavily on my heart. I've thought about it over and over, and each time I do, I feel an overwhelming sense of regret and sorrow. There are countless moments I wish I could go back and undo, the harsh words I said, the cold decisions I made, and the emotional distance I created between us, all because of anger and pride. Back then, I didn't understand the depth of what I was doing. I acted on impulse, guided by ego, thinking I was protecting myself or standing my ground. But now, looking back, I see how mistaken I was. I see how blind I had become to the truth of who you were and what you represented in my life. One of the most profound realizations I've come to is that ego itself is a false concept. It's something I clung to without knowing it was the very thing destroying my connection to myself and others. I thought I needed to be strong, to be unyielding, to always be in control. I believed that vulnerability was weakness and that love should be earned or bargained for. Before I met you, no one ever challenged those beliefs. No person or experience ever held up a mirror to the illusion I was living in. But deep down, something inside me always knew that something was off. I often asked myself what was wrong with the way I lived my life, but I couldn't find the answer. I was stuck in a cycle, blindly following the my way or the highway mentality, not realizing that this mindset was rooted in fear and detachment rather than strength or clarity. When you entered my life, things began to shift, though I didn't realize it at the time. You didn't preach or push, you simply existed with authenticity, with a quiet presence that disarmed me in ways I wasn't prepared for. For the first time, I was faced with someone who didn't want anything in return. You didn't try to manipulate me, impress me, or get something out of me. You just showed up as you were, real, open, and present. At first, I didn't know how to receive that. It confused me. I mistook your sincerity for weakness, your patience for passivity, and your love for something conditional. I couldn't grasp the idea that someone could care without a hidden agenda. Because I didn't understand your value, I failed to honor you. I pushed you away, I questioned your motives, and I treated you as if you were part of the problem, when in reality, you were trying to show me a new way of being. It's painful to admit that, especially now that I understand how rare and beautiful your presence was in my life. You weren't trying to control me. You were trying to help me free myself, from my illusions, from my fears, and from the self-destructive beliefs I had carried for so long. One of the hardest truths I've had to face is how I used physical pleasure to hide my emotions. I confused closeness with control, and affection with desire. There were times when I made you feel like an object, something meant only for my satisfaction, for escape, for play. That realization breaks my heart. You were never just a source of pleasure or a distraction from my pain, you were a person, a soul, a mirror showing me the parts of myself I had buried and denied. But I couldn't see that back then. I was too lost in my own wounds to recognize the depth of yours. I now understand how much that must have hurt you, and I am truly sorry. My soul always knew I was living a facade, even if my mind refused to accept it. It was as though a part of me had been waiting for someone to come along and shake me awake, but when that moment came, I fought it. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the tools or the self-awareness to fully comprehend what you were offering me. But now, with time, reflection, and painful honesty, I see the truth. I see that your presence in my life was not a coincidence. You were meant to be there, to challenge me, to teach me, to help me remember who I really am beneath all the fear, pride, and confusion. You gave me something I had never received before, unconditional presence. And in return, I gave you resistance, projection, and hurt. That truth is hard to carry, but it's also what motivates me to grow and change. I can't undo the past, but I can learn from it. I can strive to become a person who no longer reacts out of fear or anger, but one who responds with awareness, compassion, and love. This message isn't about asking for forgiveness or trying to rewrite history. It's simply about acknowledging the truth, honoring your impact on my life, and expressing the gratitude I was too proud to show before. You helped me begin the journey back to myself, even when I fought you every step of the way. For that, and for so much more, I thank you, with all the sincerity and humility I can offer now. This separation has been incredibly difficult for me. I find myself reflecting constantly on everything that's happened between us, what went wrong, what I could have done differently, and how my actions affected you. It's painful to admit, but I know I've hurt you deeply, and I carry that regret with me every single day. The pain I've caused you weighs heavily on my heart. I've spent a lot of time trying to understand myself better, to come to terms with the mistakes I made, and most importantly, to take responsibility for them. This isn't easy for me to say, but I owe you that honesty. You didn't deserve the way I treated you, especially when I was battling my own insecurities and doubts. I let my own feelings of inadequacy get in the way of loving you the right way, and for that, I am truly sorry. I feel like you're still angry with me, and I can't say I blame you. There were times when I acted selfishly, spoke thoughtlessly, or withdrew when you needed me to be present. Looking back, I realize that my behavior was often driven by fear of not being enough, fear of losing you, and fear of vulnerability. But ironically, those fears only pushed you further away. I see that now. I let my emotions control me, and I hurt the one person who meant the most to me. I wish I could go back and undo the damage I caused, but all I can do now is face it head on and try to grow from it. I miss you more than words can express. There's an emptiness that's settled in my life without you in it. Your laughter, your kindness, your presence, all of it meant so much to me, more than I think I ever really showed. You are someone incredibly special, someone who touched my heart in ways I didn't fully comprehend until now. You were always so patient, so understanding, even when I didn't deserve it. And yet I took that for granted. I thought I had more time. I thought I could fix things later. But time doesn't always wait, and now I'm left with silence where your voice used to be. I think about reaching out to you almost every day. The words sit on the tip of my tongue, but they never seem to come out. I rehearse conversations in my head, imagining what I would say, hoping I could find the right words to explain everything. But then fear creeps in again, the fear that you'll ignore me, that you'll look at me with disappointment, or worse, indifference. That thought alone is enough to break my heart all over again. You meant so much to me, and the idea of being just a memory to you is something I still struggle to accept. I know that in many ways, I'm already paying for what I did to you. This emptiness, this constant ache, is a consequence I carry every day. I've lost something precious, and the loss itself has been a teacher. It's shown me the importance of honesty, empathy, and self-awareness. It's shown me the kind of person I don't want to be anymore. And yet, I still find myself hiding, still wearing the same emotional mask I always wore, pretending I'm okay when I'm not. I know you saw through it back then, and I'm sure you still could now. You always saw me more clearly than I saw myself. That scared me, but it also comforted me in a strange way. Because being truly seen by someone is rare, and I had that with you. I don't know where we go from here, or even if there's a place for me in your life anymore. I'm not writing this to ask for anything, not your forgiveness, not your return, although I would treasure both if they ever came. I'm writing this because I needed you to know that I see now. I see what I did. I see how it affected you. And I see how much you mattered to me, even when I didn't act like it. This isn't about fixing the past, because I know I can't. It's about owning it, and hoping that maybe, just maybe, somewhere in the quiet between us, you can hear the sincerity in my heart. No matter what happens, please know that you are loved. You always have been. And no matter where life takes you, you'll always have a place in my heart.